It's understood that the ceasefire deal on the table would be split into 3 phases, each of them lasting for 6 weeks. During the first phase, it's expected 33 hostages would be released by Hamas, 3 of them on day 1, 4 on day 7, and then 3 every 7 days. Now, in return for each hostage, Israel would release a number of Palestinian prisoners, as we saw during a short-lived ceasefire at the beginning of the war. For example, for each female Israeli soldier freed, 50 Palestinians would be released. From day 7, Israeli forces would then be expected to start withdrawing from Gaza, gradually giving Palestinians the opportunity to begin returning to what's left of their homes. But it's expected Israeli forces would maintain a presence along the Philadelphia corridor. That's the narrow strip of land in the south along the Egypt-Gaza border. They would also maintain a buffer zone inside Gaza itself alongside its border with Israel, but it's not known how wide that zone would be. Now, with conditions inside the strip described as catastrophic by the UN, a significant relief effort would be needed on day 1. Now, that would be expected to include 600 trucks every day, including, we understand, 50 carrying fuel to power hospitals, clinics and bakeries. Now, for phase 2 to begin, an agreement on a permanent ceasefire would have to be reached by the end of those first 6 weeks. It's understood to include the release of all living Israeli hostages in return for an agreed number of Palestinian prisoners. The hope is that this might pave the way for Israeli forces to gradually fully withdraw from Gaza. In a third phase, plans would be agreed for a 3 to 5 year reconstruction scheme to be carried out in Gaza, understood to be under supervision from Egypt, Qatar and the UN. Now, this would include rebuilding the Strip's devastated homes and infrastructure, possibly alongside the eventual reopening of border crossings to allow free movement of goods and people.